Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 hour to make the best game ever. Good, last session we did investigate the additional issues with render update, which we had missed when we did our last render update fixes and changes. Okay, so we do have a situation here with the animation. The animation somehow plays back too fast when we try to decouple it. The logic step to render update. Yeah. So basically the logic step is 10 now, but the animation is still too fast. It looks like it's 2 times as fast, 3 times. It's too fast. Yeah. The question is why? Let me see. So originally we had a get sync time minus that. Yeah. So originally it would update every. Aha, it updates. Okay. No, I don't understand. Get frame time. It should be okay because this one will be like a fraction of a logic frame. Get frame time seconds. This will be a fraction. Why is this not working? I don't understand. Add frame time. Add the amount of milliseconds that this simulation has advanced in this render frame. Let me clarify. This can be a fraction of a. This can be a fraction of an entire fraction of a logic step. It will co-sync to step timers. Yeah. Why is this slower? Why is this slower? Why is this faster? I don't understand. Get frame time seconds. I mean, clearly that is the right time. Okay, let's make a test. Let's call get sync time. Get sync frame time. What happens then? Get sync frame time. So that's in milliseconds, and then we do multiply by that. Okay, let's see what happens then. Now this should the way, I think these clamps here, they are incorrect because once. Okay, that's minus equal. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. By the way, let's see here that this one should probably be in here. Yeah, okay, let's give this a try. It's very strange. Something I'm missing here. Get sync time returns integer, right? Sync frame time. Okay, let's zoom in. So okay, it's still too fast. Okay, it's stuttering now, but it's also too fast. Okay, why is that? What did it do different before? It has a get sync time minus mode enum last sync time. Let me look through the sync time again. So it does call it here. Only if it's current motion mode single enum. Yeah. Okay. Set animation. Single enum. I don't understand the problem. I don't understand the problem. What is the problem? Oh, man. What is the problem? Why does this work with the sync time here? This. Why does that work? So this could be 0, right? And so since this is multiplying, it can be 0 here as well. Delta can be 0. Let's put a breakpoint here. Oh, I can't because we made some edit somewhere. Yeah. get here, get, let's do float frame time, ww3d gets frame time seconds, yeah, frame time, and multiply here. Good. So let's see what happens. Let's see it in comparison with this one. Yeah. Let's do here void sync time diff. There we go. Okay, so 90. Okay. So let's go to 30. Yeah, so the animation is certainly too fast, right? Okay, so let's put a breakpoint here. So frame time 0.33, that's fine. And this one is 34, which is pretty close. Delta is 1. Yeah. Delta is 1. 1. 0.333. And a mode 2. Then what happens? New direction. Okay. Frame time 0. Aha, this is 0 now, but this one is still 0.33. Get frame time second. Get frame time second. I see. Frame time. Frame time MS 33. Sync time. Previous sync time. 34. Yeah. Okay, so there certainly is Is it called multiple times? Could that be? This compute current time Is it called multiple times? Huh. Maybe that's the issue. Yeah, so that would be different. Yeah. Yeah. So before, since the sync time here would be updated to like we had it already synced, and then this would become 0. But this one is not 0 because, so here we expect that this is just called once a frame. But if this is called multiple times a frame for the same object, then this would advance multiple times per frame. So I wonder if that is a problem. Yeah. And why would that happen? Why would that happen? Render one object. Render one object. Occludee list. It would mean that inside this list we have multiple times the same guy. An object class. What is this? Potential occludees. Objects which may be blocked from visibility. Which potential occludees? Hmm. 34 and 0. Flush occluded objects. Maximum number of occluded objects. Maximum number of occluded objects. Okay, yeah. So my current suspicion is that somehow it gets called multiple times, which would be a performance concern, right? We shouldn't call this multiple times per animated object. Yeah, that sounds like a waste. It should be called exactly once per frame per object, not twice, not 3 times. I don't know why that would happen though, unless it's like multiple times inside this list. Can we somehow prove this theory? No occluded objects, so don't need to render anything special. Just draw the queued up objects like normal because they were skipped in the main scene traversal. Potential occludees. So it renders occludees, so occluders, non-occluder or occludee list. Okay, so that contains all objects, yeah. Occludee list, occludee. Okay, how about okay, so the first check I would say we do here, we create an std hash. We put in this render object class. I don't see we need that. Let's do an unordered set. There we go. Sets. Let's go up here and include unordered sets. Okay, and then we say here set dot insert. I think there's mplace. Is that insert unique? Play, try and play, isn't that a thing? Try and place? No? No. And place. And place. Okay, and that will return what? Let me go here. Unordered set. Mplace. Unordered set. Oh, jeez. Mplace here. It returns if and only if the insertion took place. It's a new element in the container. If there's no element with a key in the container. Okay. So then we do auto pair. And then we do if pair dot second, if not second, or it has not inserted, then we do printf a, just so that we can put a breakpoint there, and we do the same here. So essentially that condition should never hit now. So we put a breakpoint here and here and here. If we hit that, then that would be a mistake, right? It should always be unique. Yeah, every element that we render, it should be unique. Okay, we have an error here. What is the error? Construct add, no matching. What? Let's try. What is this? Huh? Unordered sets. In place. Ah. Right. Okay, there we go. Let's see what happens. Zero, zero. watch this. Oh. It looks like it's get called twice, right? If you look at this point I hear and press, see, it gets called multiple times here. Okay. Okay, but we don't have any hits on the other guy. Okay, that's good. Okay. Okay, so it's not a problem with these lists. Okay, that's good. Okay, so the issue is somewhere else. Okay, so frame time is that and that. Frame time 0. Okay, I see that this function is called multiple times for this one object. Multiple times. How's that possible? Why? Single anon. Is a cause sec different? 1, 2. Aha. Okay. Render one object. So it gets called here. Here. Render. Okay, so it gets called twice somehow. Hold on. So, object shroud clear, render. Okay, so update sub-object transforms. Update sub-object. Okay, no, so the place it renders from is always this one. Okay, that's fair. But then it calls this one, which does it here, and then update sub-object transforms. Zero, 2. Update sub-object transforms. Okay. So here's a first animation updates. Yeah. So the object is DAC, 30 DAC. And then here, we are still in 30 DAC. And then we update it again. Huh. Sub-object transforms. Enum updates. Transform. Single enum. Has embedded sounds. Single enum of progress. It's not manual. Enum and not manual. Enum and not manual. Enum and not manual. So here it calls this guy, and then here it calls it again. Single enum progress. Is it? What does it do then? There also is a check here, single enum. So this function was somehow called twice per frame. Since mode enum frame hasn't changed, reset the mode enum pref frame. If you don't do this, sounds won't be triggered properly because frame and pref frame will be the same. What? Update the frame number and sync time. Update the frame number and sync time. Frame number, sync time. Frame. Sync time, sync. If this equals this, and fref will be old fref. Frame equals. Hä? How does this make sense here? Old pref. Set hierarchy valid. To me, this makes no sense here. Like if here we get this value, and then we update this. Function was somehow called twice per frame. Hasn't changed. Reset per frame. Sounds won't be triggered properly. Okay, so it looks like they put a workaround here because they also figured out that this is somehow called twice per frame. This is the same observation we have now. Okay, so let's say we remove this, yeah, and this, yeah, and we remove this guy. What about this one here? Enum updates. Enum updates. Single enum. Play any sounds that are triggered. Sub-object. Sub-object. Where does this refer to the sub-object? I don't see where's the sub-object thingy? Like this. To me, it looks like this whole thing, it operates on just this one object. I don't understand. Why do we have update sub-object transforms? Hey, I don't care. If not, hierarchy valid. Sub-object transforms. Okay, so here it does some stuff. Yeah. Here it does stuff for multiple objects here. Okay, fair enough. But here it does not. Here it's just like one update for the whole thing. It's not doing multiple updates. It's just one thing. Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't do this call here. Maybe. Not this hierarchy valid. It's risky, isn't it? Okay, how about we try what happens if we remove this? No? Let's see. Let's just test it. Very strange. Good, let's remove this. Okay, so Lotus. There we go. Okay. So 90 and 30, 20. Let's do 30. Okay, that looks good. Okay, that looks good. Now the question is, will anything else break now? Oh, we do get hit here. Oof. 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 Oh. Oh, that's not good. Okay, but the animations look fine now. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, so we have now render FPS 90, logic timescale 10, yeah, and Lotus is moving slowly. Yeah, so I wonder if there will be any side effects now from this removal. Yeah. Yeah. Let's check other animations from other things. Let's open this map. China, yeah. Okay, that's also worrying here that we hit this guy. Oof. Oof. Okay, let's look at the animations. Let me reduce the volume here. Okay, so animations, yeah. Yeah, looks normal. Yeah. Let's do an animation here on the building. Yeah. The gun comes out, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Looks good to me. I mean, obviously there could be some edge cases where it's still wrong, right? But to me it looks fine. Yeah. Good. Okay, so well, what is still worrying is this here, right? Let's see. Does it happen when we have something particular in view? Oh yeah. We have something in view here. Something down here. What is it? A Chinook. Chinook. Occludie. So it looks like we have something that is an occludie, and at the same time it's an occluder, right? That's my takeaway here. Or not. AV Chinook. Huh? Yeah. How does this work exactly here? So, potential occludees. Occludees is Chinook. And occluders... Occluders is... Oh, it's something different. Occludenalist. No, it's also this Chinook here. Yeah. Non-occluders or occludees. Okay, so why is this hitting? How did this Chinook get into both lists? How about we take a look at how these guys are being constructed? Visibility check. Is kind of structure. Occluders. Okay, so what looks strange here to me is that it claims that the object needs to be a structure, but how is the Chinook a structure then? How's that possible? That's weird. It's translucent. Kind of structure. What? Let me search for AV Chinook. AV Chinook model, AV Chinook here. Air Force General. Kind of. It's not a structure. AV Chinook. Where's the Chinook, by the way? I don't see him. It's not in here. Okay, so we're looking at occludee and occluder, right? Yeah, here's occluder. We have 38 occluders. And zero occludees. Okay, then that means that there are multiples in occluders. I see my mistake. Yeah, well, that was stupid. Just my diagnostic was buggy. Okay, fair enough. Let's test one more time. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Then that was just a bug on my end for the debug. Okay, but it looks good. The guys are moving with good animations. He's moving a bit fast, isn't he? Oh. $30. Why does it look so buggy? When it rotates, it looks so... Oh, well, it's probably just... Yeah, it's probably just a stutter, right? Yeah. It's fine, yeah. It's kind of cool to test that way, though. Really allows you to... we should maybe make this... allow this in debug to go this low. I think it's pretty useful to inspect. That looks weird though, that movement. Why does it look so weird when he turns? Look at that. Is that normal? Is that only because the update, the logic tick rate is so low that it looks so weird? It looks so weird. I can't explain it. It looks as if he's like moving forward and backward. Like he's stuttered. I don't know. Maybe it's just an optical illusion. Nah, it looks like he is somehow shaking left and right, right? Or is this just an optical illusion? It looks so weird. As if he's shaking left and right. Let's go to 30. In my opinion, something is not right with the way that the unit turns. I can't put my finger on it, what it is, But something is not right. And it's very obvious when we put it to 10, then it's easier to see. So, oh man, it's so hard to see. Can we put it in a video maybe? Let me get a Fraps video. Fraps. Do we have virtual dub? Virtual dub. I don't have that anymore. Virtual dub. Video run. Well, we can probably use VLC player. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so let me take a recording of this. By the way, this is unrelated to what we're currently working on. It's just something I noticed now. It's a playback with this super slow logic update. Okay, let's how do we record here? Okay, so yeah. Okay, another turn, please. This turn looks okay. This turn looks laggy. It looks laggy to me. Not just because the update is slow, but because it's something is weird. Okay, so we have that. Let me open this recording now. Fraps here. I guess it's this one here, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that looks weird. Okay, so... Okay, there we go. Can we step frame here? Here, there's a step frame. Ah. I think, aha, there we go. Ah, there we go. So, okay, so there's some weird frames in between where where so it moves and then it tilts a little bit one frame afterwards. So it now it like it rotates and now it just tilts a little bit one frame after. Now it's still for one frame and now that's the next frame. Tilt, nothing, move. Tilt, nothing, move. That's a sequence and that somehow looks weird. Why does this happen? I don't know. Okay, so we set it back to 30. But it's also visible here. It's not just when we put it to 10. It's also here. It's not as obvious though. How does it look if we set the render FPS to 30? Then it looks smooth. Yeah, super smooth. Very smooth. Yeah, okay. Now let's set the FPS to 60 and logic to 30. That also looks fine. Okay, now let's set to 20. 20. Looks laggy. Why do we only have 66 FPS? Maybe go to a different map. I think this map is maybe a bit too heavy. Especially under debug. Okay, so we have a decent frame rate. Let's go to 90 FPS. 90 FPS and the logic step to 30. My suspicion is that the problem is that we tilt the plane one frame after. Why is it doing that? Maybe. I wonder if it has something to do with, if we go to Game Engine, here, Game Engine updates. I wonder if it has something to do with that we first update the game client. So if we first render everything, and then we do a logic update. It's kind of weird, right? It's like, why do we do the logic update after the render update? Like, shouldn't we first step the logic and then do all this here? Game client updates. Client step. Can update logic. Move audio init updates into game client update. Audio init updates. The radar updates. The radar. What would happen if we moved verify CRC? What is this? What is this? Debug logging. I wonder if we moved these three things after this, if there would be some gold. Okay, but let me go back to anim object. So I think that, so animation looks good. I'm happy with that. Let me let's clean up this code. This guy. So we remove this guy. Special render. special render. Here we have another one for animatables. Special render. Okay, I guess in here we can also remove it. Yeah. Okay, and then let's remove these guys. And then we take these guys. Then we take this guy. Cons delta. And then last sync time we can also remove. There we go. And this one here as well. And this as well. Okay. Okay, then here we do, how about we do these as separate ones? This, this, and this, and this. So this is bug fix. Animation. Enum. Bug fix enum. Prevent or fix fix calling that more than once. Fix calling more than once. More than once per object per frame. per object in a frame. Well, I hope that this causes no other bugs. Okay, and then we have this guy. That will be fix. Fix. What's this tweak? Tweak, right? Yeah, tweak. Decouple enum objects. Render updates from logic step. Tweak enum. Okay. Okay, then let me test in Game Engine. Let's test what happens if we move these three guys down here behind the logic update. So step, let's move this here and these guys down here. Okay. Okay, I expect mayhem now. I expect massive crashes or big bugs, let's say. Okay, so let's see if that would fix this helicopter issue. It still looks weird. Let me create a new recording. That's not a good recording. It's there we go. Yeah, I still see the issue. Let's get the video in there. Hello. There we go. Yeah, It's still there. Okay, that didn't change anything. Yeah, so why is this... That, it, okay, let's revert these guys again. What could be the reason? I mean, it must have something to do with the calc physics transform, right? Must have something to do with this, I think. I think it's related to this. Let me get this. We have now a feature to step frame in here, right? Let me do that. Oh shit. Oh. There we go. Step frame. But that always steps a whole frame in one go. That doesn't help us. That doesn't help us. Yeah, because this steps a whole frame in one go, which then always looks fine. It is different. There clearly is something wrong. Very clearly. Yeah. It looks like that the movement and the way that the roll and pitch of the vehicle, they are on different frames. I think that is the issue. Different frames. Which makes it look so janky. They need to be on the same frame. Boah. How do we do that? Boah, man. Get sync frame time. Get sync frame time. This next frame is moving. It's updating the next frame. Sync frames. Could it be? When are we calling this guy? Down here. Okay, so it's definitely after we have set this. Yeah, so it would have been worrying if we would only set this guy after this update, then that would definitely explain it, but we do set this before. Why is this not working? Game client updates. Game engine updates. Let me do a fresh build. Okay, so game engine update is here. Yeah, game client update. Okay. And then we have the logic update down here. This is when we step a frame here. And then we go to the next update, and then we would next time when we know we have stepped the logic, then we should then also step this guy. Right. I know why. I know why. Yeah, of course. Of course. This here is entirely decoupled from the logic step. I see. Yeah. I see. I think I understand the issue, yeah. Because since we are accumulating here, this logic time step, there's no guarantee that the step that this produces is in sync with our engine time step, logic step, right? Like it could be out of sync. Yeah, that's a problem. How do we fix that? We would need to tie them together again. I see. see. Okay, how do we fix it? Yeah, so basically this one here, this is out of sync. Yeah. Out of sync. How can we put them into sync without too much hacks in some elegant way? Yeah. How do we do that? Okay. Okay, so this is more of a problem of how do we implement it. Yeah. So basically, the idea is that like we want to have these finer steps for the frame time, which then allows us to, advance certain things with finer granularity, like the snow falling, for example, right? That the snow can fall smoothly, or that the animations can rotate smoothly, or things like this, right? So it's no longer tied to the logic update, which we cannot change just like that. But this, yeah, how do we deal with this? How do we deal with this? How do we deal with this? I have some rough idea. So maybe where is it? Yeah. So maybe here we need to like do call this at frame time, but then the sync is not automatic. The sync is signaled here when it knows that the previous frame had the logic updates. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah, we could do that. Could do that. Could do that. Okay, and how do we get that information? Logic update. We would. Do we have any information whether we did a logic update in here in the game engine? Can update game logic. Can update. Can update logic. Yeah. Not this game halted. Step. Wow. Okay. So we could tell our game engine. We can maybe save a boolean inside the game logic itself. So let's go for the frame. Here's a frame. It's an update. It's an update. We could add here bool has updated frame. Has updated frame. Has updated. Has advanced in this render updates, in this client updates, has advanced in this client updates. Has simulation has updated. Has updated. Then let me search for the occurrences of this guy. Then here we say has updated, false. Has updated, false. And then, so it's init, okay. Pause frame. Let me go to mFrame. Has updated. Say has advanced frame. Has advanced frame, false. So this is the update function, right? Update, yes. So here we say has advanced frame, true. Has advanced frame. Has advanced frame, false. Okay. And then we add we also need to go to pre-updates. Pre-updates here. And pre-update, we say has advanced frame, false. And then here we say get frame, and here we say bool has advanced frame advanced in last has frame advanced Has frame advanced in last client updates? Can we send game logic updates? Has frame advanced? Has game logic updated? Has game logic updated in client updates? Has updated. Has updated. Has frame advanced. Has frame advanced. I don't know what to call it. Frame advance. Yes, frame advance. How do we call this? Has advanced frame? That sounds confusing. Has updated. Has updated. Has updated. Has updated in current client updates. In current engine updates. Has updated in current engine updates. Has updated. Has updated. Has updated in I don't like this name. Can we have a simpler name, please? Has updated in current engine update. Has updated. Has updated. I think we could just call it has updated. Done. And we add an extended extension. Returns true if the logic frame has advanced in the current client / render updates. Has updated. Okay, good. And then we go to then we go to display, and then here we say if the game logic has updated, then we do fractional sync. How do we do that now? Okay, so we have the information when this update happens, but how do we now orchestrate this? Because we only well, do we just sync anytime? Yeah. Sync. Sync time. Sync. Okay, different ways we could implement that. How about we say, I mean, what we could do is we remove this argument. Yeah. And our sync becomes So, okay, so this was a previous function, yeah. And then here, this is what we did here. And so what we can do is integral. So we take this guy, minus this, and then we do add this guy here, plus equal this. Yeah. So we could do that, and then we remove this. So we just advance it by this when we know we have sync time, yeah. Okay, so we could do that, yeah. Okay, and then here we say has updated. And then here we call sync. So if GameLogic has updated in this frame, then we also sync this guy. Otherwise, we just append the frame time here. Is that fair? Okay, that took us quite a long time to think all that through. Let's hope that this also works. Yeah, would be great. What the hell is that? I don't like it. The bomb shouldn't be dependent on the size of the object it's planted on. I think that's not good. I think it should always be the same size. That's stupid. It looks stupid. Okay, let's hope that this works now. So we try to keep the WW3D sync in sync with the actual GameLogic step. Yeah. Let's see. Oops. Okay. Okay, so let's build a helicopter. Okay, then let's go render 90 and logic 30. Okay, let's set that to 10. Yeah. Yeah, I think that looks correct now. Yeah. What? Let's create a video. let's see. Okay. Okay, let's step here. No, it still happens. Oh boy, even worse. What the hell? How does that happen now? Now it updates every frame. That's not right. Is this not always true, or what happens here? Sync has updated. Is it ever false? Yeah, it looks like it updates every frame because you see it still moves smoothly, which should not be the case. Yeah, something's not right here. It seems, I suspect that this is now updated all the time. But we should call it pre-update here. So it should set it to false here. So it does pre-update. Can update true. Hold on. Let's set a condition. Can updates false. Okay, can update is false. Then let's go to watch. The game logic has updated, so that should be false now. Yeah. Yeah. So that is false, and that means if we now go back to we 3D display, then this here should now be false. Yeah. Okay, then why is it syncing every frame now? Ah, I know why. Right. I know why. Sync. Bool. Step. Bool step. Bool step. And then we do this. If step, then we do this. There we go. This one should be bool step. Step. Okay. Okay, this should work now. And then we need to go to W3D display, and we call sync, and has updated will be our boolean. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm fairly confident that this now works. Unless, of course, we made another mistake. My gosh. Okay. Then let's build a mighty helix again. Okay, done. Done. Okay. Then we go to 90 FPS and disable this breakpoint place. Then we go to logic timescale. There we go. Okay, now. Okay, now he no longer sways smoothly. Okay, let's see. Ah, I think that looks good. Let's take a recording. Yeah, I think that looks good. Yeah, this looks very, very good. This looks very good. Let's confirm that in our recording here. So. Okay, it's a bit strange that he moves and then the rotor blades, they move a frame later. That's strange. But okay, not a big deal, I guess. Okay, so now they are in sync. Yeah, so the rotation and the roll pitch of the helicopter are in sync. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Fantastic. Yeah, I don't know why the rotor blades are not in sync. They seem to be something separate. Okay. Okay, but I don't care. It looks good now. It looks proper. Don't ask me why the recording looks so greenish compared to the game. The color shifted. Okay, cool. That looks much, much better. Let's try also step frame to double check. So here we have that. Yeah, let's make it turn. Cool. Cool. Now it is a bit strange that the rotor blades are not stepping in the same frame. Yeah. with that. Okay, let's go up here, check to 30. I could imagine. Yeah. Maybe the rotor is out of sync for the same reason that we advance the frame elsewhere. Like in the anim object, for example, we advance a frame and it's also out of sync. Okay. Good. I will take a break here. Then I wish you a great day or night until next time. Goodbye.